Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Formula 1 podcast, straight to the apex. The gang's all here, talking Formula 1. What more could you want? Races gone, races to come, race news, and everything in between. Before we get started, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. Obviously the big one there, share the podcast around as many people as you know. Anybody you know that might be into the Formula 1, this is absolutely one of the best Formula 1 podcasts out there, and people should be listening to it. Right, let's get started. Here we go. This is CookieCast, straight to the apex.
Winging it.
Hello and welcome to Straight to the Apex podcast, live on your CookieCast. Joining me as ever is my co-host, Mr. James Stainforth.
Hello.
And Mr. Tony Rawson, who apparently needs a haircut, which is
Hello.
now hidden with a cap. Are we both okay?
I'm good.
Good.
Steady.
I don't know what's funnier, Tony's hair or the fact that he's clearly a glory seeker again.
I've had this cap from day one.
And haven't worn it for nearly 2 seasons since. But all of a sudden, because Golden Boy signs up, it's like, oh, look at me, I've been a fan all along.
You do realise that this is recorded and videoed and goes out, yeah? Because I seem to remember one podcast you saying you would never wear that hat again, and you brought it prematurely.
It's fine, guys.
Oh, there we go. So,
gone. Matt Wilkin's town.
James has broken the news. I can't quite remember if we mentioned this last week or if it broke before or after.
It broke after.
It's the worst kept secret in Formula 1.
Oh, God, yeah.
Adrian Newey has finally made his mind up. He's joining what Tony would say, the might of Aston Martin.
Might.
Apparently, what swayed him was he's got shares in the team, not the massive paycheck he's probably being given. He had offers on the table from Ferrari, from McLaren, from Mercedes. They all wanted a piece of Adrian Newey, and he said something that I never thought I'd get is part owner of a team, and that's what Lawrence offered me, and I snapped his hand off. What do you guys think? Good move for Aston Martin, good move for Adrian Newey. Surprised at who was in for him?
I think it's a good move. I think at the same time, unfortunately, it's just another case of I've got a problem, let's throw money at it rather than finding the solution when, let's face it, one of the solutions is get rid of your son.
Yeah. Yep.
I get why he's done it as well, I do. But Martin Brundle brought up a really good point. I can't remember if I shared it with you guys. I saw it on Facebook. Martin Brundle turned around and went, the thing is, yes, granted, you've bought Adrian Newey. If you go on and you do not win a championship, be it the driver or the constructors, you have wasted Adrian Newey. But if you win either of them, you've only won it because you got Adrian Newey. And when he leaves, the problems will still be there.
But,
wow.
But they've still won a championship.
Well, you say that.
Yeah.
So Adrian Newey, in terms of his contract, is not allowed to work on, obviously, this year's car or next year's car. It's 2026. Is Fernando Alonso going to be around then? Because, I mean, he'll still be alive, but is he going to be racing? Because he's going to be well into his 40s.
Don't know.
Allegedly. I've got a theory now.
Okay. Is he like Benjamin Button?
I think he's Conor MacLeod.
Okay.
I think is the Highlander, and he's sat there, gone, right, you know what? Been Conor MacLeod since the 80s. Maybe it's time for a change. I know. I'll be Spanish, like my good friend Ramirez, who was Spanish with a Scottish accent. And yeah, I'll drive some F1 cars and lop off some people's heads.
I thought he was going to go down his Stanley Jean route. He doesn't know how old he is because he's miraculously lost his passport and birth certificate.
I thought it was going to be because he's had so many concussions.
Well, could also be that. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be. I don't think Alonso is going to be around to reap the benefits of an Adrian Newey designed car.
No.
So the question is, you've said about a championship. You've said that they might waste a championship winning car. Well, the Willis Lance Stroll's still driving. Or is Max going to follow Adrian to Aston Martin in 2 years' time?
Will it even be in 2 years?
And will he replace his son? Or will it be Alonso?
No.
You've brought Adrian Newey. You've bought an F1 team for your son to win a race. That's not happened. You've now bought in the Yoda of car designers. Lance is going to get given a win if Adrian gets it right. I mean, Adrian sometimes doesn't get it right. It took him a long time at Red Bull, and it took the rules to change back in his favour, really, to get a winning car.
I've looked at some of the stats, and from when he's been with McLaren, all the other teams have been, and there was one stat, and it's stuck in my head, and it is: if you take every single race, every single Formula One race since it ever began in 1940, whatever it was, or whenever it was, or before that, or after that, whatever, Adrian Newey is responsible for 22.8% of the winners.
Or it'd be higher.
Mate, that's nearly 20% of every single race ever.
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
And the guy's only been going since early to mid-90s.
Yeah, I suppose when you think about it like that, yeah, to be fair, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I think it's Lance is going to stop him. Lance is going to stop him winning anything.
Well, Lance and a very old Alonso, because let's be honest, Hamilton said at the weekend he just can't qualify fast. He doesn't know what's wrong. He doesn't know if he's being let down. And Lewis is big into his fitness.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, it's just not a. Is Lance Stroll a championship winning driver? No. Is he a top 5 driver? No.
Is he in the top 15 drivers out of 20? No.
Just.
Not now. Not now that Sargent's gone.
But even if he is, he's inconsistent as fuck. Sometimes he's in the top 10. Most of the time, he's just dropping out fucking Q1, Q2. It's not special. They've never mentioned his name at the top 4, have they?
No, I mean, I'll give the kid credit. Like I always say, at the end of the day,
he's got a super license.
Yeah, so I'll give him that. But at the same time, he has had some like DNFs and some unlucky times as well. Like this week with the puncture and stuff like that. But that doesn't excuse you for pretty much every other race. I mean, you can probably count on one hand how many good races he's had.
I mean, he had a pole, didn't he? Once. I think they got pole positions. It was one of them weird qualifyings.
Unless Adrian pulls something ridiculously out the bag. Like, ridiculous. Like, I'm talking like Max last year, full on, like, the car is not like when Lewis won one of his, like, the car is miles above the rest. He might win. He has a chance, a small chance of winning. But has he been in any precious situations this season and come out well? Not really. I think I can imagine him. I think every situation he's been in, he hasn't come off well. The Ricciardo going into the back of him, that's the one I can remember off the top of my head. Like, hey, DNF this weekend. I don't know.
No.
It's going to be a massive waste. But Max might come and... the only thing I can think of, will he go reserve driver? And you got Max Alonso, the reserve driver, Lance.
Nah.
So he can just fuck about.
Nah.
I don't think he ever will.
And then when they win the constructors, he's technically won it as well, hasn't he?
Nah. Lawrence is in there to buy his son a championship, not to be a reserve driver and a constructor. Nah. He'll want
full on Malfoy in it from like Harry Potter when
definitely, yeah.
Comes on, he goes, "Oh, father bought me and the team the best brooms there are." It's like, oh,
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah.
But then there's no way Alonso is going to yield. There's no way Max Verstappen is going to yield.
No, God, no.
So he's got the same spirit he's always had. One of the things we all like about him.
If Alonso retires, they're going to have to put a driver in there that will give technical feedback to Adrian so he can improve the car. We've talked about this. There's only certain drivers on the grid can do it. Lance isn't one of them because he just bitches and moans on the radio going, I can't do this, I can't do that. How about somewhat constructive, Lance? Why doesn't he do that? He just bitches and says, well, it's not the fastest, I don't like it. I don't know. It's an intriguing one, Aston Martin. Very intriguing. But Adrian's still got the supercar to work on for Red Bull. And then he can start work. I think it's back end of next year at Aston Martin, or middle of the year, I think. Maybe
March next year.
No, I think it's later than that.
It's mid-season, isn't it? He's got the half of next.
Yeah. So
surely
it's
spend 2 matches.
About June, July time.
Yeah. So, sticking with kind of Red Bull. Red Bull are ditching their custom livery for the weekend due to weight concerns.
Well, it's 2 races, isn't it? It's Singapore and I can't remember the next one.
No,
I know it's 2 races where they've got special liveries.
Yeah, they binned it due to the weight of the paint and the fact that they're struggling so much. I mean, we'll talk about them later on, but something normally Mercedes do. So Red Bull are struggling. They are actual genuine struggle.
Red Bull go all out for the special stuff. I mean, Jesus. I remember them coming out dressed as bloody cowboys and, when they did the James Bond theme. And they go ridiculous with the special car covers and the outfits to wear and stuff like that. So for them to turn around and go, yeah, we're not doing it, those guys are shitting bricks.
Yeah.
Austin, USA.
Is that the next one after Singapore? Well done.
Yeah, there's a 3-week break there, I think.
Oh well. Any other news?
McLaren have got a very flappy wing, which seems to be getting a lot of people a little bit tense, a little bit like, that's not loud.
They've got mini DRS they can use all the time.
Yeah, so in the straights it goes one way, and when they brake it goes another way. So it's a bit like, whoa.
We've always had a bit of a flexible wing thing in Formula One. Do you remember Mercedes with their front wing 2 seasons ago, last season? There was a lot of people saying that moved when the load was on it. And I mean, the FIA do stress tests. It will move with aerodynamics, etc.
Yes.
Force and I just think that certain people, Red Bull, are a bit bitter. And
yes, well, bitterness. If we go back to Newey, did you hear Horner's comments?
Was it about Lando Norris by any chance?
No, it was about Adrian.
Okay.
So he's at it multiple. Adrian has always tended to do his own thing. It was a big moment for that team, and they chose to celebrate it, perhaps, potentially, slightly prematurely.
Yeah, he wasn't very happy that Aston Martin announced it and not Red Bull.
So what?
Yeah.
Grow up here, dickhead.
He's a bitch.
But why wouldn't Aston Martin announce it? It's like a rugby team or a football team announcing the superstar signing. They want to announce that straight away because, let's be honest, certain people, I'm going to mention no names on this podcast, Tony, will buy the merch on the back of Adrian Newey joining.
I didn't. I got it before.
He did. I'll defend the guy on this one.
He
We laughed when he got it, and then we soon, excuse the pun.
I can't wait for them to win a championship.
Before you defend
I'll be the
him,
first one to message you, Mark, when Aston Martin win a
I'll
championship.
I'll expect it, but I seem to remember
I'll literally
when
come
they
to your
did fairly
door
well.
and tell you.
When they did fairly well in one race, I seem to remember getting giddy then, which is why you bought said hat. And I also remember
races.
Well,
he came on for season 2 of this.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he knew everything about F1, scared the shit out of us, kept going on about the glory train that was Aston Martin. We was like, you're a fucking idiot. And then there's about 3 races, and then we're both like, fuck, he's onto something here. And then I've still got the video because I saw it on my phone the other day, where it all turned to shit all of a sudden on corner 1 of that race.
Yeah, it was the whole.
I remember him backing it up with, they've got a new factory, they've got a new wind tunnel. Oh my God, they've got so much good stuff happening. They're going to just absolutely Man City the shit out of Formula One.
And it all went to shit.
No.
Yeah.
But now we've got Adrian now, so it might be all right for a few more years.
We have got Adrian, right? Okay.
We have it. We have Adrian.
While we're speaking about Horner, he has come out today and said, I assume Lando Norris is the number 1 driver at McLaren because he's paid 5 times more than Oscar Piastri. I'm assuming. What's it got to do with you? Because I reckon Max Verstappen
than Perez.
Yeah, probably about 10 times more than Perez.
How much is that girl that he was WhatsApp messaging? How much was she paid to just leave Red Bull and never say a word?
Exactly.
Allegedly. Not allegedly.
He's sticking his oar in again. Isn't he?
Bitter, isn't he? Bitter. He'll be there till the end.
It'll be falling apart around him, and literally, he'd be like the last living person in The Walking Dead. Everyone's turned to a zombie, and he's still clinging on for life. Just give up. He's just, yeah.
You know what? I'm not being funny. If I had bagged a Spice Girl,
I knew this is where it was going.
Oh, here we go. For fuck's sake, this broken record.
You bag a Spice Girl. Well, one of the best of the Spice Girls.
Oh.
Come on, Jerry.
Guess where somewhere.
You bag one of the top 3 of the Spice Girls. You get one of the best F1 teams there are. Why would you need to be a dick?
Well, he's ruined both of them, hasn't he?
You know, I'd be sitting. Well, yeah, but I'd be sitting there going, "Yeah, you've got Adrian Newey, but you know what? I'm just going to go home. I'm just going to go bang Ginger Spice again. Why not? Fuck it."
Moving on.
No,
Moving on. Any more news?
Not that I can think of.
Marco has been asked in the last few days, have you given up on the constructors after Azerbaijan? And he's just turned around and openly just went, yeah.
I mean, it's a bit premature. But
I don't know. Let's face it. They've already turned around and gone, we're not going to make our cars look all pretty this time because it's too heavy.
That is true. And there's some more pictures of the floor that's come out, and it's an absolute dog's dinner because they don't know where they are going with it. They don't. I mean, the fact that Perez looked a bit faster than Max this weekend. Says quite a lot. But we'll get into that. So,
Right.
no
The only
more
thing
news?
I've got left,
Go on.
Liam Lawson will soon be announced replacing Daniel Ricciardo
Okay.
for VCARB in the next, after this race, maybe.
You got insider information there.
Insider information.
Right,
That's
okay.
from sources that Liam Lawson will be driving potentially for the rest of the season for VCAB.
Watch this.
Daniel Ricciardo will be no more. No more. Finally. No more.
Watch this space.
F1's Mr. Happy.
I kind of agree with what you said finally there, because I'm listening to Jacques Villeneuve quite a lot now, and I'm just like, guy's got a point. Everybody's like, why is he here? Why is he still here? I mean, he hates Ricciardo.
It's all gone quiet, hasn't it? It's all gone a bit quiet on the old.
I want to defend the bloke.
Hype train.
I want to defend him. I just can't, because he's not backing it up.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Where is he?
He's not. You're right. He's not backing it up. So what can you say? I'd love to. I'd love to sit here and argue and say he should be in Formula One, but as we've said before, you're 20 of potentially the best drivers in the world.
Unfortunately for Ricciardo, Red Bull and Max Verstappen ruined him.
Yep.
I think, unfortunately for Ricciardo, there's people with a lot of money that will literally sponsor a driver. Colapinto, Stroll.
But
Pinto.
Pinto's backing it up, to be brutally honest.
Oh, he's had one decent.
That's one decent more than Sargent.
Oh, you bastard. I was just about to say the exact same thing.
Isn't it? It's one more decent than Sargent. So already he's better because of that one race.
It's annoying me, though. It just annoys me.
What? Because he's from Barnsley, really, because he's called Colapinto.
His accent. His accent annoys me.
Right, we can't be racist, Tony. People speak differently.
I'm going to say, guess what, mate? Everyone else in Argentina speak the same as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really the accent. It's just he was really happy about his result.
How fucking Maradona? He's fucking annoying, isn't he?
How dare we be happy? God, I hate people that are happy. Like, he's got an F1 driver. Of course he's going to be happy. I mean, what, you want him to be sad?
He got out of his car and straight away, he high-fived somebody. What the fuck?
You want him to get out of his car and say, oh, do you know what? I really enjoyed it before this because I had a free weekend, so I could do what I want. Now I've got to fucking travel the world and drive this car for 50 laps.
Yeah, maybe I'm being a bit happy. Maybe it's just maybe I'm just a bit jealous that nobody will sponsor me to drive an F1 car. So
no, we've seen you at go-karting, so no one will sponsor you. So practice, Tony, you're normally the guy for this. Have we got anything from practice?
I'll be honest with you. Fuck all. Absolutely fuck all.
I think it was another Williams.
There was a what?
Another Williams crash in the. I can't remember now.
No, I can't remember.
I know I know Ferrari weren't doing great in practice. McLaren didn't look great at all in practice.
Mercedes looked quite good.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Mercedes
all I can say.
And Ferrari all looked good, and McLaren was.
We thought it was going to be quite tight, as in quali and the race. So the qualifying, Lando Norris out Q1.
Yeah, I was a.
I think it was yellow flag, but then if you watch on the replay, he went over the white line, didn't he? That's why he came in.
It was a slow lap anyway, and then Ocon was it Ocon that was driving around slowly, and there was yellow flag sectors, and
When you go out that close to the line, when you go out that close to the checkered flag, this is what happens. Again, I've got PTSD from Lewis Hamilton doing this last season.
Final outlet won it, and then that was it. And I saw his first sector time. I knew he was finishing off sector 2, and then it said yellow flag sector 3, and I straight away went, "That's fucked him," because he's genuinely about to go into sector 3.
I know the track.
Like, fuck.
I know the track gets quicker. I know they always say, because they said it Baku, with it being a street circuit, it was quite slippy. And as the session went on, the track got rubbered in and it was getting quicker. But why have they not learnt the lesson? Get a banker in. Do not dick about. Like, Max backed off on one of his laps because he was like, "Oh, I don't want to show my true pace." Why are you all dicking about? Because you put yourself in this situation on a track that isn't really renowned for overtaking apart from the long straight. And even then they said, well, it's not really the best. You can get a bit of a slipstream on it, but it's not the best track for overtaking because you're stuck behind cars for that long. And the tight bits around the castle and everything. But yeah, Norris out, Ricciardo out, Bottas out, Joe out. I mean, Joe basically spent qualifying letting Bottas slipstream in because he was going to be at the back of the grid for engine components anyway. And Ocon was out in Q1. Q2, Ollie Behrman, I thought he did all right all weekend. In for Magnussen with his race suspension. Tsunoda, Gasly, Hülkenberg, Stroll all out in Q2.
Oh, that was it in practice. Sorry, it was Behrman, wasn't it? Bailed out the corner and then just fucking smashed his car into the corner.
Yeah. So, quali Q3, we had Albon and Colapinto 10th and 9th. 2 Williams in the top 10.
Good lads.
Yeah, we need to talk about. We need to talk about Albon.
Okay.
Yeah, we fucking do. We fucking do. What
race or
disgrace. Quali. What right. A fucking disgrace.
Let's talk about Albon now then.
Who? Right. This is. Do you want to take this, James, or can I?
No, go for it, mate. Go for it.
Who the fuck let him drive out? And who the fuck didn't take that fucking fan off?
Watching the
because you deserve
the guy was struggling to get it out. Giggity.
If only they paint it a bright colour that is a contrast to the car.
So that you can see it, yeah. Well, that's what everyone was saying. Audi and Miss are fucking neon yellow, fucking. But I said to Charlie, I went, that is fucking embarrassing because I'm not being funny. You are the pedigree of race car drivers. This is Formula One. It's not a Sunday amateur fucking rally or anything else. You are the pinnacle teams. There's 10 of you in the entire world. There are 10 of you guys. The fuck was that?
Can I also just say, how amateur did it look, the fact that the stewards aren't allowed to take it off for him? And he's like this above his head, like trying to get it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All that dry ice goes all over the track and he has to throw it to the side of the car because he's not allowed the marshals to touch it. Then the marshals have to wave a double yellow. Then one of them is allowed to come down on the track. What is this? Amateur Formula One? He pulled over to a side. Just get a marshal to take it out.
The car someone touches the car. That's it.
It's like it's mechanical to the car.
I know, but I mean, like I say, absolute shambles. And this stuff seems to happen not often, but when it does, it's Williams. When it does, it's Williams, isn't it? Like you just know.
Embarrassed. I'm embarrassed as a fan of F1 that happened. So God knows what the Williams fans, wherever they are, whoever they are, how they feel. Like the owners, what a fucking just
Not a good look. Not a
good look.
No. So Albon and Cole. I know. Albon and Colapinto 10th and 9th, Alonso 8th, Lewis down in 7th, Max down in 6th, Russell 5th, Perez 4th, Sainz 3rd, Piastri 2nd, Leclerc 1st. I mean, Max and Lewis 6th and 7th. Lewis then started from the pit lane because he took some engine components. Gasly got disqualified for, was it a fuel irregularity? So he got kicked out. He got kicked out of quali.
Of being French.
So that's the Argentinians we've upset. We've now upset the French. I mean, we're only in the first half. Who else can we piss off? Ocon, he started from the pit lane. In Tony's words, probably because he's French. Zhou Guanyu also started from the pit lane. Is it because he's Chinese?
No. It's because of shit.
He's vertically challenged.
Oh, God. We've upset midgets now, or dwarfs, or whatever you want to call them.
No, don't worry about that, mate. Disney's already fucked up all of
me.
Yeah.
Dwarf people? I don't know if that's the...
I don't know what the PC term is now.
Here we go. I'll throw to you now, James. You can hit it.
Yeah.
We're all Star Wars fans, so we love R2-D2. So, guys, we're on your side.
I mean, it was the part that Warwick Davis was born to play. A little android.
Yeah, if only he did.
If only he did. But they used him in other scenes. Right, Andy, just cut the last 10 minutes. Don't matter. There's nothing important in this. You can cut it.
Wasn't he a Wookiee? Was he a Wookiee? I might have made that up. Don't know.
He was in Harry Potter as a goblin.
He was a couple of characters in Harry Potter.
He was also Professor Flitwick. Yeah.
Has he died now? Is he alive still?
No. Darth Vader's died. Can we just take a moment right there?
That guy.
James L. Jones.
What a legend.
Right there.
Legend. The voice of Darth Vader.
Yep.
And he did it all in 2.5 hours, the first film, I think.
What a guy.
And he was the voice of...
Faster.
That's the one.
Again, what a part. What a part.
Very strong voices in childhood there. Very.
The king of the jungle.
But he always said, I'm not Darth Vader. The, what do you call him? The actor is, who actually plays him. And have you ever heard the actor? Because he's got like a Midlands English accent.
I want to see, I think it's one like Bristol or something like that, if I remember rightly, yeah.
Hence why he wasn't allowed to speak. Because could you imagine that would have ruined every film?
You remember of the Rebel Alliance?
Yeah, it was literally like that.
Take out weight. Turn out.
They did do it. They did. And then they changed it.
Yeah, he'd recorded the entire thing. It was only after they'd finished recording, and George Lucas went, "This doesn't work."
Well, yeah, I mean, let's put it this way: I can't do really a Brummie accent, but if he was a Scouser, he'd be like, "Luke, I'm your father." I mean, it doesn't sound that menacing, does it? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I can't.
It wouldn't sound true either, because how many Liverpoolians have actually gone back and said, "Oh yeah, I'm your dad."
Well, yeah, that. So that's right. Add Scousers to the list.
Argentina, Liverpool.
Whoa.
Yeah, tick. Anything else from quali?
Not that I can think of. No.
Not that I can think of. Very close shaves with the wall.
Yeah.
If you can.
What's your thoughts on? We've got a couple of minutes left. What's your thoughts on Baku as a track?
Don't know. I was thinking that. What do you say, James?
I normally like it as a track. It's another one of those tracks I normally get excited for. I think they've tweaked it too much though. I mean, they added another they extended the DRS zone again. Doing it again for Singapore. They've added a fourth DRS zone in there. It's like they're trying to do everything to help out Red Bull, but I love it, especially for around Castle, because they go around that tight corner and then you straight into blinding sunlight.
It's just corners 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. And it's just a lunge in corner 1, followed by possible lunge and defence in 2 and 3, and then
but you get so much drama there. I mean,
normally do.
And Hamilton. What was it, season before last, when they had that restart towards the end?
Was it Verstappen stops on the straight?
And Hamilton's just like, right, guys, look, all we need to do is just stay where we are. We don't need to do anything fancy. And then as soon as they fly off, he goes straight into the runoff. He's like,
yeah. Big. That was a big, probably one of the biggest of that 21 season. That's where that
would have put him into the lead at that point.
Yeah.
The only thing I kind of don't like about it is it's a country that's not very safe at the moment to visit, yet we're going there with the F1 show, basically. You know, there's a lot going on off the track, political, the mates with Russia. You know what I mean? It's just quite a lot of things that politically we really shouldn't have gone there. And I'm not political, but you're taking all that money to a country that don't really deserve it. That was my only feeling.
But is it one of these tracks that is actually funded and races funded by the state?
Oh, 100%.
Why?
100%.
Unlike Silverstone, which isn't.
Yeah. You're always going to have them.
I think you can tell the difference between them races, 100%.
Yeah. Right, so on that note, we'll take a quick break and see you guys on the other side.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, you. Yeah, you that's listening right now. Thanks very much for tuning into this episode of Straight to the Apex, the Formula One podcast from CookieCast. If you're enjoying this episode, why not like, share and subscribe? Whilst you're there, feel free to check out some of the other podcasts that CookieCast has to offer. If you like football, we've got a football podcast. NFL more your thing? Then the Laces Out podcast is for you. Maybe even a little bit of the wrestling. Just look for the Getting Over podcast on CookieCast. Maybe you want to listen to Andy's Darkest Timeline. It's there too. So, the F1 boys have probably got themselves a drink. It's time to get back to the action.
Can you feel it? Can you hear me unscrewing it? The cap's off now, James.
Sorry, we're recording the wrong podcast. This is the Late Night James Talks Dirty Love podcast.
Pouring my chocolate milk all over the Rice Krispies now, James. Can you hear them snap, crackle and pop? Oh yeah, God, oh yeah. Other flavoured milk available, folks, including strawberry.
Yeah, from other supermarkets, not just Asda. Anyway, so what is that? So, this is part 2.
Oh, look at me!
Straight to the Apex podcast.
I've got a couple of things to say. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say congratulations on Mark and Katie for completing the Great North Run in association with MND and something else. So
no, just MND. Just
MND. Well done. Congratulations. I would like to see you and your wife at a time that is good for you to discuss all the ins and outs and how the weekend went and the whole experience.
I hate running. Is the biggest experience I can take from it.
Did your nipples bleed?
One did.
Shit.
Because we spent 2.5 hours in the pouring rain waiting to start. I'm going to take this off now because I feel stupid.
Oh, I thought you were going to show us the nipple.
No, keep it on. How dare you?
But only that.
Now take your time.
I'm not standing up right now. Other runners will be aware that sometimes it happens more in men when you're wet in the rain and you're running. There could be some friction between a certain part of your body and your t-shirt. You'll have witnessed it on telly. My youngest niece said, "Has someone been shot?" when she was watching it, because it does look like someone's been shot, and it wasn't Donald Trump.
Twice. What a legend.
I normally put plasters on my nipples. One fell off.
What, like when they put the nipple tassel things on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas now.
So at mile 10, I felt a bit sore. Looked down. Was starting to bleed.
Oh, no. Fuck.
So I went to a first aid tent. Never done this on a run before. Never, ever done. Excuse me, I got some plasters, please. Yeah, you're going to have to fill out this form.
No.
I'm in the middle of a run. I'm like, hello? Yeah, I've got to fill out a form. Okay. I'm going to have to put the plaster on for you as well.
Wow.
Have I come to the wrong tent? Like, what's this? What's this kinky ass thing that I've joined?
They put the plaster on and then the doctor walked in.
Well, it was a 17-year-old boy putting the plaster on, so I was a bit concerned. Yeah, I had to stop mid-race for some first aid, and then I got some spare plasters. And then when in Newcastle do what the Geordies do, someone handed me a beer. So I ran the last 2 miles drinking a beer.
Oh, nice.
Wow. That was ace.
That
was it.
I will discuss, like you say, if you want to talk about it. But unfortunately, someone did pass away, which wasn't very nice. I luckily didn't see any of it. He was 29. The ambulance
young guy
by me. Yeah. So it's running can be dangerous, folks. Don't do it.
Fucking hell.
Don't do it. So
don't do it.
Don't do it. So that's enough about me. So let's talk about the race.
Me.
Or James. How beautiful he is.
Do you have anything to tell us, James?
I don't need to, mate. I mean, the camera says it all.
Well, that's a shoot.
Tony, do you want to talk about you? Why you've swapped caps for the second half? Oh, you've not swapped. That's all right. I'll let you off.
Every year I pick a NFL team.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the bet. It was what was it a few years ago? Was it the Bengals? I'm not an F and L fan, by the way.
That's good because it's NFL, but not FNL. But anyway, carry on.
I'm taking the piss. It was the Tide. It was the Tide last year, the Alabama's. But this year I have chosen, and I don't have a cap, so I can't really do it in the spirit, but I wish I could. But I'm going to say anyway, I am supporting the Miami Dolphins. Go Fins! Tyreek Hill. Brady might be coming. Prob's not because the geezer has been concussed again for the third time. This is probably fucking destroying people that support the FNL and all them people. But yeah,
I will donate some money. No, fins up, mate. Fins up.
Fins up. Sorry, fins up.
I will donate some money to your charity choice if you can pronounce correctly without Googling your quarterback's name.
This is the guy that's been concussed, right?
Correct.
Is it right? I'm going to just say it. Just both names. You ready?
Yep.
It's Tua Tagovailoa. That's his name.
Luckily,
Tua.
Yeah, you got the first name right.
Oh,
you've got
I'm a fan, guys. That's all I can say. This is straight to the apex, but right now it's all about the FNL. Right now,
we are talking Laces Out. I mean, there is a Laces Out podcast. I mean, if this is an advert for Tony not to go on that podcast, this is it. Fins down or whatever. Fins up. There we go. Tyreek Hill been arrested. Is that why you know of him? He's been arrested before on his way to the game.
You're like a bad boy. Don't want to speak on that. Don't want to speak on that. It's again America. Black person, black male. What can we say? Just the police. There's issues in there. There's issues there, but if you watch the videos, you'll understand what I mean, guys. You'll understand. But Tyreek Hill, rumors of Brady coming back. I don't think he is. But we'll see. We'll see.
Really endear yourself to the Miami Dolphins faithful, Tony, I would like you to step back from the camera and stand up, and I'm going to show you a trademark celebration from one of your players that you can do when someone says, "Do you follow NFL?" And you can pull this out the bag, and they'll be like,
"Oh, I know. I think I know what you're going to say. I'm going to do it for the purposes of the podcast.
Go on, do it.
Is it this one?
No.
Oh, on that one. Oh, what was it? Go on.
Standing up.
Oh, shit, put his pants on. Oh, it's got pants on, thank God.
Put your hands like that. And waddle around.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
It's the Jalen Waddle celebration. It's the Waddle.
There we go.
You are...
Fins up, baby.
You are officially a fan. What's made you, just before we get on to, I don't know, Formula One stuff.
Yeah. If you're still listening, this is straight to the apex.
No,
episode 18. What's made you be a Dolphins fan? Is it the race? If you say the race around the Miami Dolphins Stadium, we're tied in, we're done. But it ain't gonna be that, is it?
No, I've always my dad had a very famous quarterback who used to play in Miami's shirt.
Dan Marino?
That's it. That's the only NFL link I've ever had in my whole entire existence.
And Andy was in my favourite film as a child, Ace Ventura, when Pet Detective. Yeah.
I do like the shirt, do like the colour. I feel like I might need to get one. But they're fucking expensive. And I'm not that much of a fan to buy one. So
is it Fanatics, the website?
Yeah.
I'm cheap on there, mate.
Cheap though. They're not cheap though, are they? They're like fucking 40, 50 quid, if not more.
I mean, that's half price.
That is half price. Mine was 110 quid in America.
I think I paid around about either 90 or 100 quid last year when I went to Tottenham.
Are you going to watch some games? Just before we move on, are you going to watch Red Zone, watch some games, get into it a bit? Now you're a Fins Up Dolphin fan with a Waddle. Going to pull the Waddle out?
No.
Okay. Right. Excellent. So, the race. Let's carry on. The race. Albon, Ricciardo, Norris, Joe, Gasly, Ocon all started on hard tyres. Rest started on mediums. So the start, I have got Perez overtook Sainz, Max overtook Russell.
Yeah, it scared me a little bit, that. Not going to lie. They both got a good start.
They did.
Yeah.
I remember the start.
Well, it all settled down, didn't it?
Before this weekend, Lando Norris has never... I can't remember what it is. I think he's always dropped a place on every race start.
In lap one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I was like, wow. But this year, this
reaction times as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, he made a few places up at the start in the sense that he was meant to start 17th. He started 15th because of penalties. And obviously Hamilton started in the pit lane. I think he actually got quite a good start, Norris, if I seemed... He cleared cars quite quickly. He seemed to go up the order quite quick over the first few laps.
I think he made about 3 spaces in the first lap. Either 2 or 3 spaces he made up.
Where I know Lewis started from the pit lane, so you've got to let all the cars go by. But he didn't seem to make as much of a good progress as Norris.
Well, Lewis had issues with the car the entire race, and it's come out now that one of the components that they put in, I'm guessing from when they replaced most of the power unit, they didn't put it in right.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll do it then. Yeah, that'll be weird. Yeah, so race went on. I think there was a few like position changes. Like I say, it was mainly Norris coming through the field.
Stroll puncture.
Pardon?
Stroll puncture.
Yeah.
Sorry to interject. Stroll
that's
puncture.
fine.
Yeah. Stroll's puncture and...
Was that on Tsunoda?
It was a new one.
Yeah.
It was hit Tsunoda because he had a massive hole in his airbox, didn't he?
He went backwards, retired.
Yeah, and then retired. Yeah. Racing incident?
Yeah. Stroll being a dickhead again, isn't it? But what can you do?
Well, he's Canadian, isn't he? I mean, let's upset them as well.
No, that's not the reason. That's fine. It's just him. It's just him.
Sorry. Okay.
Just him.
Just him.
Canadians. Ryan Reynolds is.
But on another note, and this is a fucking emergency as well. If anybody's listening to this right now, it probably is going to come out in a couple of days. If you're listening or watching this and you have a pager, get rid of it now. Throw it into a field. Throw it into a sea. That's just a public service announcement.
Why?
Who's got what?
Why?
You got
because it's been a huge terrorist attack in Lebanon.
With
where
pages?
All the pages, supposedly there's loads of pages that are actually bombs, and they've started exploding.
Wow!
And they killed a lot of people and injured thousands, supposedly.
I didn't know pages was a thing when I was at school. I did a technology to design a pager.
Apparently, in Lebanon, they're all the rage now. But
like Tamagotchis.
Yep. Cheers, Tony, for that announcement.
Tamagotchis were good. But...
So
time for social media, right?
So Leclerc, Piastri was catching Leclerc. Then I think Leclerc kind of buggered off, didn't he? Really,
he did.
To put it bluntly, it looked like it was one of them races where, because I didn't realise Leclerc was so good around Baku. He's got a really good record. However, he's also got a really good record of not finishing first. A fantastic record of doing so many laps really, really fast.
Leclerc and Perez have both always do really well at Baku, and Perez again showed it this year as well at Baku. And Leclerc's got this really good record of getting a pole position and fucking it
up. Yeah.
So I at the start of the race went just after the formation lap, and I'm sat there. I was like, "Oh shit!" I want to chat. I said, "Shall I?" went. I just remembered. I went. This is one of the tracks where your better position is P2.
Yeah. Better side of the grid. Yeah. To be fair, but yeah. So it looked like Leclerc was a bit of a one-horse race, really, and then the first pit stops came, and all of a sudden Piastri was like closing up. And after the pit stops, he's a bit closer. Hang on a minute. He's even closer. And
then he broke late, didn't he? Did his late break.
Yeah.
I worried after that, though, because that's when the commentators went. So it's just come through that the tyre deg from his first set was pretty bad. And it's because he was pushing way too hard. And then me and Charlie was like, oh, he's done it again, and it was like, you know what, this is where the immaturity really is at the moment with Piastri, because it's only his second season kind of thing. This is the bit he needs to learn now. But fuck me, he did well on that race.
I do like the fact that his comments in the driver's room afterwards. He was like, "Yeah, I just sent it and I had a 50-50 chance of making the corner."
But that's an F1 driver, though.
Yeah. I've said it before.
You know,
I really like Oscar.
You don't take it. Are you really an F1 driver?
I really like him. I liked his radio message at the end, where he just came across as the laid-back Aussie. That's the most stressed I've ever been. You didn't sound it. So Piastri sent one on Leclerc, got by him. Then it kind of Leclerc then started catching up with Piastri.
It kind of plateaued, didn't it? I mean, Piastri got past him, and then it was about 10 laps of the two of them being half a second apart. And then all of a sudden, and then the commentators came out and went, right, see if I've got this the right way. I might have this the wrong way around. It was something like Leclerc's back tyres were shit.
Yeah.
And Piastri's front tyres were shit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the gap started closing up, and I think it got down to about a 10th at one point, if I remember rightly. And it was starting to look like this could be squeaky bum time. This is because he's pushed his tyres too hard. And then all of a sudden he just peeled away again. And he got it back up to half a second. And he just made his car as wide as he could. He just had But in fairness, I said to Charlie as well, I said, because obviously Piastri got driver of the day, and I said to Charlie, it's a tough call, that one. I went, because either way, it's got to be a McLaren driver. Because Norris, that was a Lewis Hamilton drive, what Norris did that day.
It was.
To go from 15th to 4th.
Yeah.
I mean, Hamilton's done that before from that kind of position. Max Verstappen's done that before as well. And Vettel's done it from the pit. There's only a few drivers that can do it, and Norris did it. But at the same time, Piastri fucking defended like hell.
Well, Norris was kind of under the radar. You didn't realise it was up there. They didn't really because there was stuff going on at the front. I mean, with Leclerc and Piastri doing what they were doing, Perez was able to catch him up, and then later on in the race, Sainz then caught him up because they were kind of holding each other up. Norris was just like quietly going about his business, and he was overtaking people, and obviously then the pits helped him out. The strategy McLaren got absolutely bang on, and he was just without a fuss. He was just going up and up and up. And I mean, at the end of the day, to qualify fifth, start on the grid 15th, and beat your championship rival, it's a pretty good weekend. Really.
And did he get fastest lap as well?
I can't remember who got fastest lap.
I can't remember. I think he did in the end.
Yeah. But I mean, forgive me if I'm skipping, fill in the blanks. I just then want to talk about Perez and Sainz.
Oh shit, yeah. So, it was, again, awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, the last 10, 15 laps, it was, you didn't see, it was boring, and it always got excited on turn 1 and 2 because that's when, Leclerc was creeping up each time. And each time it came to it, you saw Perez was getting a little bit closer, like you said. And Sainz was there. There was a bit of a DRS train starting to form. And then Sainz just got it. Leclerc was starting to struggle. Piastri was getting further ahead. Leclerc was starting to struggle. Perez is getting closer. Sainz just gets him. And then Sainz flies by and he's going at Leclerc. And I'm sitting there thinking, right, if you've got any sense, you will let him by. He will give you a tow for the last lap and a half.
Yeah.
You'll get a double podium for Ferrari. You'll get 2 and 3. Because let's face it, Perez was on one. He was looking. He was looking second or third as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously Leclerc just managed to get away. And then it happened.
Whose fault? 50-50 or swayed? What I didn't like, before I'll tell you who I think, is Perez's comments afterwards. On the radio, after in the pen, he's crazy. He should be getting a penalty. Tony, if you had to pick one of three options, 50-50, Perez's fault, Sainz's fault.
I think it's Sergio Perez's fault.
James, same questions.
Fuck. I honestly, 50-50. It's what I said on the day.
I'm going Perez all day long.
Yes.
Sainz was over the white line, and you are always, if you watch footage of every single car on that corner, every single lap, the car drifts to the middle. Perez knew this, and he didn't move because he's an arrogant prick.
Well,
absolutely.
The way I saw it at the time, Sainz was on the white line. And what I said at the time was what will happen is it's a tough call because Sainz is coming back in. Sainz is trying to get the race line. And then Perez comes in as well. Again, also trying to get the race line. But I said to Charlie, I said, it's a tough call. But if either side was going to get a penalty, it'd be Perez because Sainz's front axle was way ahead, which gives him the right.
Yeah, but Perez is an arrogant asshole and thinks that Sainz should move for him.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Even though he's behind.
I'd be full on going, yeah, he's an arrogant asshole, and yeah, he's probably, this is my track, not yours. But it was only when you watch the replays afterwards, and there's just that last little bit where you do see Sainz check his mirror, and it's like. But honestly, at the time, I was like, you've got to call it a race incident. You can't put either driver at fault. But if you was going to put one at fault, it would be Perez solely because Sainz had the lead.
Why would Sainz move out of the way? When he looks in his mirror, he can see Perez there. So then, why would he move to the right? Why I'm
he's against
leading.
the wall. He couldn't move to the right. He's naturally going to drift left away from the wall.
Right. That's why it was 50-50.
So why is Perez so aggressive then? Holding a line.
Perez has got a track record of this. He's done it to Hamilton. He's done it to other people where he just won't move. And also, if you look at the footage, Sainz knew he was there, looked in the mirror. Perez also looked in the mirror. If he couldn't see Sainz slowly drifting across and didn't react to it...
Oh, no, it's worse than that. Perez didn't even have to fucking look in the mirror because, like I said, Sainz was in front.
Yeah. So it was worse. So naturally, the car is always going to drift across. The fact that he just decided, you know what, I'm not reacting to that. I'm just going to stay where I am. They were always going to hit it. It was one of them. I get where you're coming from. I can see why you're saying it's 50-50. I really can. But I just think that Perez has got a track record of this. If we look back, he had done this so many times because his arrogance. He thinks the world owes him something because he hasn't won a championship or he ain't doing very good at Red Bull.
I don't think it's arrogance, though.
I think it is. I think he thinks he's a lot better than he is.
I don't think it's arrogance. I think it's pressure.
Maybe, all right, I agree with that. Yeah, maybe.
Well, I think the biggest giveaway was the reaction afterwards. And that plays into both your pressure and arrogance. Sainz basically just, what the fuck's just happened? Yeah. And Sergio Perez just went mental. Basically.
Perez is always, every time you hear him on the fucking radio, it's what is he doing? That guy's a fucking
never his fault.
It's never his fault.
No. So
that's just Red Bull mentality.
Well,
Horner came out straight after the race. He was like, "Yeah, I watched it back, and Sainz does go into him," and it's like, well, Perez turned right as well. So.
Well, let's put it this way: your leader says, "Oh, I cheated, but it wasn't my fault." So I mean, that it just filters down, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's very true.
So
very true.
Piastri won the race. Leclerc second. Russell got bumped up to third because of the crash.
You know what?
Lucky me.
Congratulations.
Because normally, I liked what he said in that interview as well. Because normally I get pissed off with him. And great, he's a British driver. I should support him and stuff like that. But I get it. But fucking hell, you're a dick. The amount of times he got onto the podium just out of just being in the right place at the right time, and he goes, yeah, you know, it was all me, and you know, it was, you know, I did it for the team, blah blah blah. But at least this time he went, yeah, it was unfortunate for Perez and Sainz. Just sheer luck that I'm here today. And I was like, right, you know what? You said the right thing there, mate.
Yeah, he didn't take credit for it, to be fair. Norris, as we said, 4th. Max 5th, Alonso 6th, Albon 7th, Colapinto 8th, Lewis 9th, and Ollie Behrman 10th. So good. I mean, Lewis and Behrman had some good racing. That was a good battle.
Good watch.
Yeah. So before we move on to predictions, anything quickly that we've missed from the race?
No, not that I can think of.
Apart from the front two, it was and like little bits here and there. Like we said, it wasn't the best Azerbaijan race.
Mm-hmm. No, we'll have a lot of races like that this season where the ones we get excited about, you know, your Spas, your Silverstones, your Azerbaijan, always get excited about them because they're the races, they're the ones where everything happens, and it's just been like,
I know. And speaking of, let's talk about my predictions. I mean, everyone's predictions. Because some are better than others.
I ain't got a clue.
So, Mark, the standings before the race was Mark had 30 points, Tony had 28 points, I had 32 points. Mark, you went Norris, Sainz, and Max. So you still got 30 points. Nil point. You achieved fuck all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tony, you went Norris, Leclerc, and Hamilton. You get 2 points.
2 points.
Ooh.
28 to 30, so you are tied up with Mark now.
Well, I'll take that. Shit, I didn't know that.
I went Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, giving me 2 points, taking me from 32 to 34.
In the lead. In the lead.
Well, comfortably in the lead almost.
Yeah.
For the ladies, Beth had 26 points, Charlie had 9. Beth went Hamilton, Norris, Piastri, got fuck all. So he's still on 26 points. Charlie obviously picked the same as me, went Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, got 2 points, taking it from 9 to 11.
Well done, Charlie. Well done. Can I just say, before we do the picks this week, can we just do a little switch? And can we have Charlie's picks first?
Yeah.
Are we all in agreement with that?
Can for me. Yep, Charlie, go first. Let's go.
Why?
Are you going to copy off him? Is that why?
If you give Charlie's picks, and I'll tell you the reason.
Okay.
Okay, so Charlie has gone Norris for the win, Piastri second, Leclerc third.
Okay. It's similar, but that I'm not going to pick that.
Okay. So my picks: Leclerc for the win.
Wow.
Piastri second. And I'm going to go Max Verstappen third.
Silly.
So I want to go Tony next because
you will achieve Fuck all.
Again. So I'm going to go Tony next because I don't want him to copy off Beth's. Well, he probably already has Beth's. I don't want him to copy off James's. So, Tony.
I'm going to go Landa for the win. Next, I'm going to go George Russell.
Fucking hell, why are you so fucking signs in there?
Was that Charlie laughing in the background?
No, that was Beth.
Was that Beth? Right, okay.
We all know what happened last year, guys. We all know what happened last year. And he's come back with some vengeance this year, guys.
Third.
Then I'm going to back it off with Charles Leclerc.
James. I mean, Russell is like full on science pants. So let's go, James, for some more sensible picks.
But he's put Mercedes in the top 3 as well, hasn't he? Yes, he has.
Magnussen signs Russell.
Yes, he has, because he's gone Lando, Piastri, Hamilton.
Close.
Oh.
So I already said to you at the start of this podcast, I made my predictions in the steam room earlier. So I went to steam and a stretch, and then I came back home doing this. Charlie sent her predictions at 2 minutes past 9. I went Norris for the win, Piastri second, and Leclerc third.
Oh. Ooh.
Are you two just working in unison now?
For 2 weeks now, we have both picked the same.
Interesting.
I'm fucking getting 7 here, guys. I'm getting 7. Fucking. That's what I'm saying. Beth's gone 4. Beth's gone 4. This is also a very good pick. Lando Norris first. Carlos Sainz second. For the Bants. And Charles Leclerc third. Now, Sainz did win it last year, but if you can remember, it was very eventful because he did tow Lando Norris to second. Unfortunately, our little man George Russell fucked it up and careered into the wall. And it's now George Russell corner. And hopefully we're going to get some references of that this weekend.
Oh shit, yeah, because there was the jokes about someone, he was told to aim for the gap and he hit the gap in the middle of Singapore on the sign, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Well done. And you've picked him. I mean, that says more about you. Hey, anything can happen.
Hey, he's got to get back. Rewrite them demons. Come on, George.
Magnussen is back. He has got no points on his license and he has 7 races left.
Oh, can he get banned again before the end of the season? Tune in, find out.
Villain era activated.
Oh, yes. Well, on that note, thanks, guys, for joining me. Oh, thanks for all turning up. Thanks to Andy again, who unfortunately is going to have to listen to this podcast and probably edit some stuff out. I mean, we've got away with quite a lot of stuff before. I don't think that was this bad. But thanks to CookieCast. Thanks for having us on. Obviously, like, share, subscribe. Listen to the other podcasts. We've kind of touched on the Laces Out podcast tonight. There is that one. There's wrestling. There's football.
Darkest Timeline.
Timeline. I mean, Tony's been on that.
You've been on that.
We've all been on
that. We've all been on that. So, have a good week, guys. Enjoy the race. We'll do it all again next week.
We will.
Indeed.
Ciao.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.
So there we go. What do you think to that? Another one done. Another one gone. Races gone. Races to come. Everything you could possibly want. To stay in touch, to stay with these guys on the Formula One journey, Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. Check out the website, thecookiecast.com. There we have social media links and an email button, and that way you can get in touch with these guys and say, hey, love what you're doing, keep doing it. That's it for this one. Till next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
Thank you for listening to CookieCast. Please make sure to like, share and subscribe.